This is certainly one of them. Former South African national football team captain and legend Lucas Radebe has joined many people in paying tribute to the late football legend Stanley Tshabalala, who passed away yesterday due to wounds sustained from a shooting incident back in March. Tshabalala's impact on the sports and the people involved has certainly been profound, and the football community is mourning his loss today. For more on his sentiments, Lucas Radebe joins us now via our video link, and it's great to have you on the SABC News channel, so thanks very much indeed for making time. I suppose it's really difficult to try to put in words the kind of contribution Tshabalala has been able to make over the years, which is why the footballing fraternity in some ways is standing still this morning as they pay tribute to him.
Yeah, absolutely, Ayanda. Thank you very much. You know, it's difficult times. You know, when you lose such a character, you know, the person that has really shaped or contributed towards football in a way he did. I mean, Stan, knowing him, you know, the personality, the character, absolutely amazing. But again, you know, we're never ready for this kind of news, for the kind of people that contributed, especially, you know, because I remember for me, I mean, he coached me in the early 90s when we started with the national, with Bafana. And it was a great character, you know, different coach, you know, from most of them, you know, very funny, you know, and a great storyteller.
Yeah, and he led Bafana at a difficult time, right? It was around 1992. The country had just gone back into international football. I imagine the kind of pressure on his shoulders was unenviable. I wonder what you reckon it is about his style that, you know, led him to the many successes that he enjoyed during his career.
Yeah, I mean, having known him from Sundowns with the Shushan and piano, so when he embarked in at the national level, I think the one thing that we've realized about Stan is his way of communicating with the players, you know, and being a very big part of the team, you know, than a manager. Because you remember those days, I think when the country was in reconstruction, just trying to find a team, you know, to compete here in Africa first. And I think early those days we had a game against the Cameroon, and he was the manager. Because one thing that I've remember about him, to just strolling on the beach, and then he was telling these stories. And you know, when he tells the stories as well, he makes actions, you know, and he makes these sounds, which was very, very funny, but very encouraging, you know, very positive-minded. But he had that side of him where, you know, where he talk with the players, he'll mock you, you know, as an individual. And you know, it was it's a big loss for us, you know, and that has contributed towards the game. I mean, the last time when I was in contact with him, it was, I think, a game at Loftus, you know, when I had to sit next to him. And I was just laughing because, you know, he was screaming this, screaming that. Where's Lumpana? I'm not passing on. And then he will be looking this side, talking to somebody on the other side. It's absolutely amazing. But what a great character, you know. I think the football fraternity has lost someone who's contributed, who's done a lot in the game. And to be honest, I think this loss is deeply felt by all of us.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, as you're speaking, we're of course showing a number of images that have flooded to social media and other spaces as we track this life well lived. And I can only imagine that, you know, current soccer stars, perhaps people who are more part of my generation than yours, may have a need to try and make sense of who this person was. And from those images, what certainly stands out is his character. It seems this was a person who brought humor, a lightheartedness into the space. And we take for granted sometimes just how far that goes in not only lifting a team, but leading a team, whatever team it is, to success.
No, absolutely. I think there's one of the stories that you remember about him when I think it played when he was a manager at Sundowns. I think they were playing against Pirates of Chiefs and they scored against Sundowns and he fainted and he just collapsed on the floor, and that's the kind of guy he was. When you're sitting next to him, it's all about laughter. It's all about love. It's all about fun. And as I said, I was on the bench at one of the games when we played Cameroon, and we had the Cape Town boys on the side. We were playing in Cape Town, and they were on the bench. And I remember the friends were shouting, the names of the players to come and play, just to be brought in. And I remember him looking away from Trot as an assistant to say, Trot, I'm a Cape Towners, in demand, on demand, they can stand up and play. So, it always laughed. He was always part and parcel of us, and we always wanted to be with him wherever he was. We know that we're gonna have fun, we're gonna have jokes. When he was a great guy, he was very funny and great as a coach.
Absolutely. I wonder what he made of football in South Africa as things stand, and I'm told we're running out of time, but I was also wanting to really just engage you around the circumstances surrounding his death. Somebody who lived such a colorful, vibrant life, you would have hoped that they would have had a much more seamless transition into the next life. But sadly, we live in a country where things like crime sometimes get in the way.
Absolutely. I think he doesn't deserve to have passed in the way he did. Unfortunately, we live, in a country where we always look, on our shoulders, and especially, with the caliber of the work that he was involved in, and it's sad because this is the guys that will help to transform football. This is the person that you look up to, and you can approach in terms of how we grow our game, and for different other reasons, and he was accessible. That's the main thing. He was accessible to everybody. And when you see him, just you just laugh because you know what's coming up. What a great person. But it's sad, and I'm apologies to really. We've lost one of great human being, individual. That is, when you talk about Brasten, he's the only Brasten that you know. That he referred to, which is amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Lucas Radebe, thanks for sharing some of your sentiments. I have no doubt you're feeling this loss at a personal level too, given your own journey and your own career. Lucas Radebe, a soccer star in his own right, helping us pay tribute to another giant. That, of course, is Stanley Tshabalala, who sadly passed away at the age of 75.